scampering away over here. This is the postlude to the Way After Dark. Alright, I think I'm kind of out of sorts. I don't know what to do from here. I think I'm going to shift positions, maybe put something on the TV, see if my body wants to go into a rest state. See what it needs. Still feeling a lot of energy pouring through my left hip. Wow, it's been super intense. Voltage super high. I would touch these big, heavy tree stump table, and man, just a jolt. It just kept going and going. And I was like, oh my God, it's talking to me. I was like, did not realize tree is right here. These massive tree trunk tables that are on casters, and they're just amazing. I had not seen it, did not know tree was right here. It's so beautiful. It's heavy. God, these things are heavy. Trunk of a tree is heavy. You know, when it seemed like an equal amount of lumber doesn't seem as heavy as this. This is heavy. Has bearing, has presence, you know, has presence. Mm. You know, what a discovery that is, knowing, you know, that speaking to my siblings, and that way how complete that made me feel. It was real. It's not in a vacuum. I'm not putting it just in my diary. That never felt full for me. Like, oh, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, it feels like it's got to be in the world. Yeah, I just have to put it out there for people to see. I need people to see what happened to me. I need to at least express it and make it available. I don't need people to look at it. I think people will, and then it will just get more interesting. So that's all I have invested in that. I think if people look at it, it's going to get more interesting. It will be very revealing for all of us. And so there is that. I think there is a good for the all kind of thing. And looking at this, I think will help us to see ourselves better. To look at this stuff, because I know that mine is just one particular example of a pattern that's repeated everywhere. This is how we're treating everybody. Everybody's being policed in this way, right? Like what happened to me in Berkeley, Massachusetts was George Floyd. But this time it was an African-American police officer and a 60-year-old white man, former corporate executive, out with his golden retriever at night, ready to say prayers across the street from his beloved deceased godmother's house. This is what's going on. Nothing needs to change. I don't care. Keep your systems, keep all your rules just the way they are. Let's all follow them, though. Right? But I'm going to follow them, and you can follow them, please. But let's make this right. Fix this. Fix what happened. Make me whole. Fix it so it doesn't continue. And we'll all be good together. seeing a letter to the town, putting them on notice with the barest of details. The absolute barest of details, but they're going to be scary. And it's going to say, it's all within you. Just check your logs. Check your logs, and you'll see it. And watch this podcast. I'll be talking about the dogs. Yeah, that's enough. You can figure the rest out. You can figure all the rest out. Just talk to your people. Talk to your people. Kelsey, is it true? Did you impound his service animal for these reasons? Did you really understand the Americans with Disabilities Act like you told him you did? You understood the ramifications? And then ask yourself if she says yes, ask yourself if she's qualified for that. That seems to be gross negligence. She put the town at horrific liability. Huge. I told her she was. I tried to help her. I told her, this is not going to turn out well. This is not going to turn out well. Your first call should be to the treasurer, not the lawyer. Oh, not more lawyers. You don't need more lawyers. You need more common sense and humanity and compassion. And talk to the lawyers, but that's just the bullshit. And you're just trying to fix this so that you don't look so bad, and you're just going to look worse. Do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Own it. And we can move together forward. We can move forward together, and we can fix it in a way that minimizes any additional pain to the community. It's a beautiful community. Let's treat the people in it with respect. You don't need to follow me when I'm on a late night drive through the neighborhoods of West Island. I know it's late, I know it's not like what you generally see, but there's nothing going on. For fuck's sake, what are you so afraid of? Fear, fear, fear. Everyone get in the house. Here's another one, another story, true story. At one interaction, I mean, there's so many times that the police have come to this neighborhood about my fucking dogs. Probably 10. I mean, and I have perfectly well-conditioned, well-behaved, wonderful dogs. Leave us the fuck alone. There's one fucking asshole involved, and he's riling up all his buddies, and you're all flexing over the leash law. I'm impressed. So this is back when they're talking about assholes driving too fast through the neighborhood. And there's a police officer there from the town of Fairhaven. Apparently he's familiar with the neighborhood. Yeah, well, maybe he lived around here, grew up around here. He's familiar, and he nods. He says, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of assholes driving too fast on these streets. The police officer knows that there are people driving so fast down the street, he recommends we all get the fuck inside. What else have you got to offer? No, seriously, right? That's what I get. Children, dogs, disabled, those not fleet of foot get inside. As it turned out, as we continued these interactions with my neighbors, what they began to express was, Rui says he came outside to go to work, and Nala was lying underneath his truck, there, underneath where he was stepping, he saw. He said, I would have run right over her, if I didn't see her. You did see her. You saw her. How do you know what would have happened had you not seen her? What makes you think she's so fucking stupid? As your fat ass gets into your oversized truck because you got an undersized prick, what makes you think my dog is so fucking stupid that she's not gonna hear you slam the fucking door and turn your big ass diesel on? And she's just gonna lay there and get smushed. What the fuck do you have a really stupid fucking dog? So the truth to be told is he's the asshole who's speeding, who's worried that he's going to hit the dog. He's saying, I would feel terrible if I hit your dog. So I said, well, how terrible would you feel if you hit a kid? He says, people don't let their kids go out in the street. Rui's never had children. I didn't let my kids go out in the street. Children go out in the fucking street. It's what they do. We're training them not to, but we don't want to fence them in and leash them, right? So you've got to allow them to explore boundaries a little bit, right? So can we drive a little more fucking carefully so we don't hit the children? Because I tell you, my dog is a hell of a lot more nimble than a kid on a bike or a big wheel. Do not worry about her. And pay attention. And don't make us live less lives and have to hide because you can't pay attention, because you're all caught in your own inner disturbance, and now you're blaming it on my dog. Just stop. We're still streaming. Well, what do you think of that? He came back. He snuck back in, back door. Hidden content. Gotta check to see if it's all the way at the end. Yeah, good. Down at Fairhaven, you picking this up? Check your records. I'm not doing it for you. I'm giving you enough. It's all here. You've got my address. You know very well who I am. Check your logs. It's all in there, right? Check all of the calls to this address in the last 8 or 9 years. What's going on? Please inform yourselves of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And note how you have trodden upon my rights there. Please inform yourselves of what's required before you knock on my door late at night. Look up which cases in the Supreme Court have been decided that says that's a no-no. Specifically 10:30 p.m. You can't fucking do that. Do not come to visit me to discuss this. Do not approach my home. I am not available to you. Do not approach me on the street. Reach out, we'll make an appointment. I'm curious what you're gonna do. This is a test. It's a test of your leadership. Test of a whole lot of things. From that perspective, I'm super curious. I love watching how humans navigate this shit. I'm gonna learn a whole lot. There are a lot of irons in the fire. Jake's got a lot of irons in the fire. Let's see. You knocked on my door April of 2025, November 2025, March of 2026. 3 times at the hour of 10:30 p.m. or later to inquire of a dog barking, with no evidence of a dog barking, disturbing me every single time. Multiple other times. 3 times with no evidence of anything going on. He came onto my property and knocked on my door. One of those times you interrogated me. Never did you investigate the source that what a supposed dog would be barking at. That's harassment. It's unconstitutional. A member of the police force came onto my deck, into my backyard, with no just cause, and opened my door. Perused what was in my house. Noted it. The animal control officer, when I went, the deal was what I had to do to get Nala out of the pokey was that she had to be vaccinated before she would be released. And it's a Friday afternoon now. And my father's wake is that night. She had called around, apparently, had gotten in touch with my veterinarian and had a conversation with my veterinarian, checking up on Nala's records. She made note that I do not subscribe whatever, to a conventional approach in the care for my animals. They're not conventional animals. The vet knows nothing about how my dogs work. She doesn't. She sees something else. She doesn't know. I know better, they know better. So no, we do not ascribe to a conventional approach because we are not conventional. But you kind of said that as, understanding, like you don't do it quite this way, but this has to be done. I fucking know it has to be done. And I'm working with a conventional veterinarian to do it. And I'm following her advice to the letter. And you could have made an accommodation for that, especially given the circumstances. But you are small-minded and petty. So, as I mentioned earlier, Nala was nearing ready for her vaccination. She wasn't quite there. We were forced to have her vaccinated under duress. Fortunately, I was able to get an appointment with the vet. We weren't prepared to do that day under those conditions, but that was what was required so that she could come home and begin her recovery from that, and we could kind of begin that. So yeah, she got her vaccination, and we then got her licensed. She's out of the pokey. She felt very badly. She was very sad. Training is coming along quite nicely, thank you. I appreciate all of the support. You know, it's deeper. I know it's deeper. I know it's deeper and uglier. I know that. I know there's more. I know it's insidious. I know it goes places that you'd all be surprised it goes. I know. I know. Been talking to people. I know. I know everything. Gonna be a hell of a story, isn't it? Perhaps. I can see it, perhaps. Yeah, you know, you do these things and you're very, very aware that this puts a very large target on you in some spheres. That's uncomfortable. A little bit. Not so uncomfortable that it's not going to be done. Not nearly so. I have experienced far greater discomfort. There's nothing you can do that will hurt as badly as what I've experienced. I mean, I'm not down with torture, but you know, there's not like, no, right? Life is uncomfortable, exceedingly so. I've had my share of that. A little more is not going to bother. It's uncomfortable enough. Doing nothing is not an option. That's why I'm here. Thank you, James. I'm here because doing nothing is not an option. It's as simple as that. Catch the spark. Woody. We'll do it again. I'm just Jake. This is Helen. This is Betty. That's James. James said it. James called himself a professional autobiographer. Yeah, it's all autobiography. It's been Jake Live. After Dark. A quadcast. Multi-spatial media. Light, sound, thought, and communion.